Yes, sir. Hey, y'all, before we hop into the video, I just want to ask y'all to please follow my socials, man, so y'all can be updated on all the content we drop, so y'all won't miss a goddamn thing for sure. Because if you're watching this right now, that means you're meant to be here. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button so you can be here for the come up on God, bro. And be sure to check out my music on all platforms. But with all that being said, please enjoy the video. Yeah, fashion. Yeah, fashion, fashion. Yeah, fashion. Yeah, fashion. Yeah, fashion. Yeah, fashion. Florida football damn Mullen press conference, bro. Oh, but we got upcoming against the University of Georgia, y'all. Jesus Christ, if we lose to Georgia, we're 4-4 in the season, which is crazy, bro. And this LSU loss was straight pathetic. We shouldn't even lost to LSU, bro. Straight sass. We got a bye week, and sadly, we still have Todd Grantham in office, y'all. So, sadly, we got to go through another. We got to finish this year off with Todd Grantham. We should have fired him as soon as we lost the LSU game, and had our backup defensive coordinator, whoever the fuck, step up and had a whole week to start a new program and start a new core defense or whatever shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So. See what this nigga Dan Mullen got to say, bro. He gonna say some bullshit to piss me off. Y'all know how Dan Mullen is, bro. So, alright, yeah, for sure. See what they talking about. He gonna say some bullshit to piss me off. He gonna say some bullshit. Bet. Fumble. Hold on to the ball, coach.
All right. How are we doing today? Good deal. What do you got?
Hey, Gary, you want to start off?
Sure thing.
Hella Butterfingers, like.
No, you're good.
Okay. Was for. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed a little down there.
Yeah.
But, so Florida, obviously, the season goals have changed. How motivating though is it for you, the players, to face the top-ranked team, and also probably your biggest rival? How does that kind of provide a energy boost here?
Yeah, it's a pretty unique deal. It's the second time we're getting to play the #1 team in the same season. Not many people usually get to do that. That doesn't happen very often, and especially in a regular season. So
that's crazy. We got to play both #1 teams, bro. Can we win one of them, please? One of them? I mean, I know they're both #1, but can we just come clutch? We should have came clutch. A kicker folded us against Bama, so we got to come clutch this one, bro. But even if we beat Georgia, we still lose the East. If we beat Georgia, Georgia still wins the East no matter what, because they beat Kentucky. So either way, the season's fucked for us. But I mean, we get to say we beat Georgia, but they win the East and still go play Bama. Either way, so like, I mean, you win just for I guess to say you win.
I think it'd be a pretty big game for our guys. Obviously, this is always the Florida Georgia game. Is always a big.
It's a rival game, though. We want to win this, though.
You know, I thought they had a pretty good week of practice last week. We got to see how we come out to today. Everybody's back practicing today, so you want to see today's response back out there on the field. But you know, I think our guys are pretty excited for the game.
So, how do you guys normally do practice reps with the two quarterbacks? And is that going to change? I mean, the way
yeah, we get. Well, you got to get both guys ready to go play. So would they both? We both get guys a lot of reps.
They both run with the ones.
Maybe it's probably a little bit more even than a lot of places where like the one gets a lot of reps and the twos get minimal reps. The quarterbacks, we try to keep them pretty evened out so that they're both ready to play. You're a snap away from those guys getting on the field. So you kind of do that with a lot of positions across the board. You roll them through to get the reps to get them ready to play.
Any change at that position this week?
Yeah, I mean, not really. We're going to keep playing in the same way. We plan on playing both of the guys like we have.
Thank you, Dan.
Anthony Richardson better start, bro. And I know damn Mullen gonna send Emory Jones to go try his ass out there to start the game. I know he is. That's what damn Mullen does, bro. I'm feeling McChicken right now, no cap. You finna go pull up and get that bit? McChicken do sound that motherfucker right now, no cap, low key.
I'm just curious in terms.
I got some salmon in the fridge. No cap. Salmon and garlic bread. That bitch gonna hit. No cap. Right after this shit, the salmon and garlic bread gonna be busting.
In terms of your however you distribute the quarterback reps this week.
Yeah.
Is any of it in terms of what goes into your decision affected by what you see where you want the program to be next year, or is it simply just about this week and only this week?
Well, it's about this week. If guys getting better and how they play this week on the field, how they practice, how they prepare, and who gives us the best situation to go that we feel is going to be in the best position to help us win.
As a follow-up, how much of the hot hand will go into the distribution of snaps as the game goes on?
Well, it certainly fell into it last week. I think every game's so unique in how it plays out.
DoorDash.
So I mean, we'll have to see how the game plays itself out.
Thanks.
Yep.
Kevin Waters.
Hey, Coach, the offense does seem to open up a little bit more downfield with Anthony in. How would you assess that? Is it the way defenses are playing him, or is compared to Emory, or is he just taking more of those chances?
No, I think probably more defenses load up the line of scrimmage when he's in there, or blitz a little bit more when he's in there. So, it's kind of the different looks that they play you in.
Okay, one more. Learn anything about this team different from the bye week than going into the bye week when you evaluated this team?
No, great attitude. I think our guys, very positive attitude. As we always focus, are we going to be a better team at the end of the year?
It's crazy, bro. I feel bad for our seniors, bro. I feel bad for the seniors, bro. Like, the niggas done better fucking. I think it's Jeremiah Mullen. Is he a senior now, bro? I think it's his last year, bro. Like, fuck, bro. Niggas done been there like 5 years, bro. We need to touch the playoffs, bro. Niggas not finna order some Pizza Hut, facts.
Than the beginning of the year, we constantly improving to get better.
Pizza Hut is hella mid though, bro. Papa John's is the best out.
And that's kind of how we judge things within the program and how guys are doing. And so I think our guys have had a really, really good attitude this week. In the bye week, I think guys were ready for a little breather to go catch their breath over the weekend. But I expect everybody really excited to be back out of practice today.
Okay. And how's that Georgia defensive front affect your game plan?
Obviously a very, very talented group, and you look and they have depth, they have talent. Guys that could have probably gone pretty high in the draft came back for another year. And that's a big advantage for them to have that experience as well. And so they do a great job, though. Very talented players. They put them in good positions to make plays, well coached, and they mix you up with all.
Goddamn, nigga, get the choking when you hear about that Georgia front. What's going on, coach? Goddamn.
They do a great job, though. Very talented players. They put them in good positions to make plays, well coached, and they mix you up with a lot of different blitzes. They're gonna, blitz you from every different.
I don't know what that Kelly shit talking about, lowkey. I don't know. I mean, Atlanta, Atlanta, everything's fucking closed at 2 a.m. except the booty club, nigga. Shit on me. Everything closed but the booty club and McDonald's, nigga. Facts. I think McDonald's will be closed, matter of fact, now too, nigga. Facts. Or Taco Bell might be open to some shit. But nothing but the booty club, nigga.
Let's go.
Mark Long.
Again, following up on that defense,
Gas
it looks
station.
like it's one of a kind here that we haven't seen in maybe a decade. But is there a weakness? Have you found one? Can you keep it off balance? How do you really?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into the game plan of what we're going to do, but you got to go out there and offensively, you got to execute. One of the things, they got great players. So when you're playing against great defense, you got to execute, because if you make little mistakes, they turn into big mistakes, and mistakes are hard to recover when you're playing against a great defensive front. So you got to be kind of efficient and execute at a high level every snap of the game. You can't kind of be a little herky-jerky back and forth.
And then can you use the underdog role? You guys played it pretty well against Alabama. Huge underdogs, no one's giving you a chance. Can you use that again? Does that work twice in the season?
Sure. Our guys, this is a rivalry game, so our guys will be pretty motivated. I don't know that I used the huge underdog against Alabama, to be honest with you. We expected to win the game. I think our guys probably thought they were favored to win, and were really disappointed at, a couple of different situations in that game. Didn't break our way, and so I don't know that that's really something that we use. to be honest with
It's
you.
SEC football. Anybody can win.
Nick Delatorre.
I know you. I know every game is the most important, but with it being a rivalry week, how do you balance, the excitement of the rivalry week and knowing that these are the games, even in a season that's been disappointing to an extent, that these are the games that fans really kind of hang their hat on and want the program to win?
Well, I think our guys know that. Our guys, I know like you might think the fans are excited. Our guys are excited. They want to play in big games. They want to play in these rivalry games. They get excited for this type of game. So, I don't know, much balance needs to go into it. I think our guys would be pretty fired up for the game.
And then on the recruiting front, were you able to go out and recruit during?
Yeah,
the
we had
bye
our
week?
coaches all out on the road. I can't go into where everybody went specifically, but our coach, we had coaches out on the road.
But you personally didn't
I'm not
go?
going to get into the specifics of where everybody went and what's going on with it, but
But not you.
I'm not even going to comment on any of that stuff of who was where, when, why, and how.
All right.
Yeah.
Cassidy.
Hey Dan, after going back and sort of watching, the LSU game, what did Anthony do well? What did he need to still work on, especially getting the most snaps that he sort of had to this point in the season?
I thought a couple things. He got into the flow of the game, managed the game, made some good decisions. Missed a couple of reads still here and there that we got to continue to improve on.
I bet, bro.
But it was
Appreciate
great,
you pulling
especially
up,
being
man.
on the road in that
Be safe, my boy.
environment to get into it and be able to handle
Facts.
everything going on with the crowd noise, with the pressure of all the different things that came with it. So I thought he handled the situation pretty well.
And then I know you said you're going to still sort of practice in the same way and game plan in the same way, but what all will go into your evaluation, so to speak, of who should sort of get those most snaps moving forward, considering where you're at, record, what you want to accomplish? And of course,
We've had issues. So it depends on who's healthy and not. We got to have multiple guys ready to go play. We've already gone through games where one of the quarterbacks was out a couple of games. So obviously that factors into it of how you prepare and make sure you have guys ready
What
to
the
go
fuck?
play.
Hey, nobody's injured. He just threw that injury in there just to have a way to get out of the answer. No cap.
Very much like at other positions. It's across the board for us. We've been decimated with a bunch of injuries throughout the year. Some are season ending. Some are week to week, and so at every position you got to make sure you get guys ready and continue to grow and develop, because you're a snap away from having guys on the field. We had to play a lot of different combinations on the offensive line. We had a game without a full stable of backs. We've had some receivers miss a bunch of games. Obviously, the linebacker and the secondary ones are huge.
That's funny. So she asked about quarterbacks, and he is now talking about linebackers. One thing about Dan Mullen, he's gonna weasel his way out that damn question.
So far this year, and then quarterbacks missing games. So for us, it's making sure we get all the reps so that we have enough guys ready to go play on Saturday.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thomas Golkin.
Hey Dan, I know you said last year defensively, in terms of your evaluation, it would really boil down to whether or not you thought schematically you guys were sound.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still believe that you guys are schematically sound right now?
Yeah, I think we got to look at different things. We're always checking out what we do, and obviously, anytime if you give me the pencil last, I can make anybody not sound. So whoever has it last, I want to draw up the play last. So you look at it as a whole in the big picture of things of what we do, and to me, our biggest thing I want to see is consistency of play, and that's out of every aspect of our program. I've just seen, we had a lot of new faces on the field this year. And obviously injuries added to more of that. And you want to get some consistency of play, I think, is the huge part of that we're always looking for, on offense, defense, and special teams. And, I think we've seen that at times. And then there's other times where just, there's some glaring inconsistencies that jump out there that have hurt us at different times during the season.
And then shifting gears, there was a report that came out that showed you guys kind of middle of the pack in the SEC as far as recruiting spending. Is there any areas in particular you'd maybe like to see that expand, or are you guys kind of good with what you've been getting?
Well, that's obviously that's a much bigger question than even just beyond me. That gets into budget with the whole administration too. So that is something that we'll discuss with them and look at it. I think one thing we know, we're not very wasteful here. that way. I've never believed that the solution to every problem is just throw as much money at it as possible. It's, are we doing what we need to do for our program, and are we doing it as best as possible? And if we got to put more money in, then we need to go do that. We're working on that with facilities right now, of trying to get caught up facility-wise, and raising money to get facilities caught up to where they need to be within the league. And our facilities coming along great, and should really catch us up in that area. So we'll continue to evaluate where we are and what we need.
I heard they're taking seats out of the swamp, bro. They're to make the seats more comfortable. They're removing seats out of the swamp. That's crazy. After we just had one of the loudest games against Alabama, and we're fucking having the swamp fucking removing seats. Crazy.
Matt Baker?
Yeah, this is kind of a weird question, so forgive me, but for fans, having a starting quarterback, knowing who the guy is a big deal. Is it a big deal to you?
Sure, at times. Depends on your situation. Depends on a lot of different things that go on within your team, and the makeup of your team, and the environment of your team, of how things go. Again, it's an interesting mindset. I think people get so caught up in the starter. Okay, and a starter is defined, if I'm correct, as who plays the first play of the game.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't get us caught up, because I can't tell you. I haven't decided on what play I'm going to run on the first play of the game yet. So, hey, we might come out in the wishbone on Saturday. All three tailbacks then start and no receivers start. Is so then all of a sudden that becomes a weird deal, right? Hey, we didn't have, and even if we ran that for one play, that defines then who the starter was. So I don't get caught up in all that stuff.
Technically he's right. Not even technically, he's right.
The flow of the game, who plays the most plays. Good question everybody should do is who finishes the game.
Facts.
And obviously that's still to be determined at quarterback based on what happens this week, and then also on Saturday.
Who finishes the game? It'll be a really big deal, I guess, right? I think that's I talked to a lot of players about that. That's always should be a key stat too, is how many games you finished, not just how many you started.
Facts.
And the other thing I wanted to ask about Georgia's offense, just kind of what are some of the things that jump out to you about what they're able to do well?
Well, I think a lot of it obviously starts with the run game. They've got excellent backs. They really run the ball well, and that kind of sets up a lot of the other things. The play actions, the matchups they create. They got really good athletes at tight end and receiver. I don't know. Have they named a starting quarterback? I'm sure that's got to be your guy. I can't. That's shocking. Yeah, that's their number one deal, right? Who their starter is, much bigger than ours. They're the number one team. So I'm shocked how you guys anybody's even looking at ours situation. But they have two quarterbacks that manage the game very, very well. And by that, get them into the right run checks, make plays.
Damn Mullen, damn, these niggas all up on our dick. Why y'all not on their dick? Them niggas the number one team. Y'all worried about us, nigga, like shit.
And then are able to distribute the ball down the field to playmakers really well. But I do think a lot of it starts off the run game, and their ability to physically run the ball to create the matchups with the athletes on the outside. And then, I've seen both their quarterbacks do a great job. When they do that, when you give them the matchups, they're going to take advantage of it.
Back up, Gordy.
Hey Dan, sticking with their quarterbacks, what were you guys able to do well last year against Stetson Bennett?
Well, I think anytime, especially in college football, I think if you can get the game and kind of get the team into a drop-back mode, where you stop the run and force them into a drop-back passing situation, most teams in college football, that gives you the advantage. And kind of the more one-dimensional a team that way gives you a little bit of an advantage that way. So I thought we were able to kind of stifle the run for most of the day, and then took a lead and kind of dictated the pace and the tempo of the game. And I thought that worked in our advantage.
No, I know you said you find out later whether the bye week was good or not, but just based on this point, how do you feel like the guys did benefit from it?
We'll see. I mean, we'll get out to practice today. I don't. If we win, the bye week was great. If we don't, it probably wasn't. I mean, and that's kind of how I've looked at things every single year. I mean, you could say, hey, this is an advantage, or it hurts. Sometimes it really helps to reset the mental and the physical part for the team. Sometimes you kind of get into a rhythm and it can break up your rhythm from week to week. So we'll see how we respond during practice this weekend on Saturday.
For you as coaches, from a game planning standpoint, did you like that you had more time to maybe, sit back and regroup, or would you want to go out there sooner?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, the same deal. It just changes your routine a little bit. You get so much into a routine, and then you get a little bit of a different routine. It was great that I got to see my wife and kids. So, I don't usually get to see them very often this time of year, and so it was fantastic. I got to see them.
Mine was happy as well.
Facts.
Buddy?
Hi, Dan. You played in a few of these, coached in a few of these games. How is Georgia different? Number one, anyway. Now they are number one. And secondly, is the motivational factor bigger because they are the top-ranked team?
I would think no. For some teams it probably is, but I mean, in the Florida-Georgia game, I don't know that the rankings make it even a bigger or smaller motivation.
It don't make it smaller, but when both teams are ranked, it makes it big.
I mean, if they were ranked number 2, I don't think we'd be any less motivated. And so to me, I think that just playing in the big rivalry game makes it what it is, and that's why our guys, they'll get juice for this. Like I don't need to motivate our guys a ton this week. I mean, I've already and we haven't even practiced yet, but I know last week and getting a little breather and seeing some of the guys this morning walking around. It's not like we need a rah-rah speech to get ready to play this game. It'll be a big game, but I thought our guys were extremely motivated last year for the game, and I don't remember what both our teams' rankings were, but I don't think neither of us were number 1. And the year before, the same deal, and our guys were still extremely motivated. So I think that's kind of the rivalry makes it more than whatever the rankings of the teams are.
Speaking of that rivalry, somebody came in from an alien from Bars said, "What's Florida, Georgia? Why is it different? What makes it so special?" What would you say?
Well, I think obviously, the proximity of the two schools, being the states attaching. I think the winning tradition of the two schools certainly plays a lot into it. It usually has a lot to do with SEC and championships, the winner of the game, and then obviously the uniqueness of playing in that at a neutral site, kind of adds more to the spectacle of it and the and the pageantry of it of within college football. So I think all of those things combined make it a very, very unique game in the college football landscape.
Thank you.
Zach, Goodall.
Hey, Dan. You mentioned last week on the teleconference that one of the things with run defense was missing tackles. It seems like that's been an issue throughout the year and even dating back last year.
For years.
And, it's the middle of the season. I figured this is something you'd want to focus on more in camp. But how do you evaluate that? How do you try and fix those fundamentals at this point in the season?
Well, you got to put yourself in the right position. You got to be in the right gap. You got to play disciplined football. Then you got to put yourself in a position fundamentally to go make tackles. And, but you also play some really good players. There's guys on the other side of the ball that have scholarships to make you not make that tackle. And so, after the game, we kind of look at it. Last game was not a great one for us. Majority of the time, I think we've won the yards after contact from one game to the next throughout the course of the season. So, that's something you got to continue to grind on, be in position. I mean, this is, they got a lot of talented players, talented backs, talented skill guys, and we got to do a great job trying to win those battles of making those tackles out there on the field.
We finna get scorched. My bad, y'all. My bad. I just know Todd Grantham gonna call some shitty ass play calls, boy. And we gonna have shit wide open, boy.
And also, I don't think you've really been asked this year, and I'm sure because vaccines and all that. But comparatively to last year, I'm sure COVID's not been as big of a deal. But what's it been like trying to deal with that? Have you guys had problems, or have you figured that it's gone pretty well?
No, I mean, fortunately, knock on wood, we've been able to handle it pretty well. I think, obviously, going through last year being so different, I think our guys have a decent understanding. Our training, our medical staff has done a really good job of balancing things out and making within the program, making sure everything's taken care of the right way. And, our meeting rooms are set up the right way. How we handle meals and group activity. Fortunately, we've been safe with travel so far. The guys that haven't been vaccinated with the testing that they still do on a regular basis. I just think everything's handled it. I don't want to say we're 100% back to normal, but we're much, it's not anything like it was last year.
Thank you.
Yep.
Edgar? Dan, you've been through the 13th season, I think, as a head coach. You haven't started out unbeaten through 7 games, but a couple times, and even 6-1 just a few. How do you maintain perspective yourself, knowing that what everyone outside expects, wants, and also avoiding too many internal questions about are we doing this right? Are you following me?
Yeah. Absolutely. I think this. Well, first off, I don't know that there's anybody more motivated to win than me. And I know the Gator fans everywhere will sit there, and probably every person on this screen is like, oh boy, I want the Gators to win way more than he does. I don't think that's the case. And, so I think the aspect of it, looking out from the outside in, you sit there and say, oh, well, I'm the biggest fan. I want us to win more than anything else. Well, I'll tell you what, the coaches, the players, people within the program that put in the work every single day, year round, want to win football games. And, you look in perspective of it, how many years have we had now? 100 and, I don't know, I wasn't here for all of them. But, at different times, you're always keeping perspective of where you are. And to me, that is, are we improving? Are we worrying about what we can control? Yeah, I've had one undefeated season as a head coach, coach. I'm sorry, not as a head coach. One undefeated season as a coach. We didn't get to play.
Man, never had an undefeated season as a head coach.
Play for a national championship that year. I don't know what else we could have done, but that's outside. All that you could control was what you could control. Won 2 national championships, and we've lost games and got, I guess, voted in to go into play for those during my coaching career. And so I think when you look at those things, you just put it in perspective, which is, are we getting better? How are we getting better? Are we excited to compete? We only have so many opportunities to compete each year. We work year round for 12 opportunities to compete. And if you do well in those 12, they give you 13, 14, maybe even 15, depending on how you do in those 12 opportunities. And so, the motivation and the desire to go win each one of those is huge because you have so few opportunities to do it. So that's kind of the perspective that you keep on it from every year within coaching is, you compartmentalize it and motivate and get yourself fired up for the game that you're about to go play. And, if you're on the winning edge of enough of them, they give you more opportunities to continue to play.
How much do you lean on certain players during seasons that have challenges like this one so far? And is there a couple guys that stand out on this team particularly that you just kind of, because the culture in the locker room is critical and you can't be with those guys all the time.
Yeah, you're always trying to find that out. We have a really good leadership committee, and I meet with those guys and talk to those guys just about where we're at, where the team's at, what we need to do, what their feelings are as to where we are. And then, you get around the guys, obviously. But I don't know, specific, mostly just the guys on the a lot of the guys on the leadership committee are kind of the ones that, there's a reason they're on there. They're voted on there, and we by their teammates, and then we kind of make sure that they fit the profile and want to be on there, want to take that ownership, and they know that I'm going to come to them with questions and issues and concerns and some serious things as well. Of how we're managing the team, where the team's at, what we need, what we don't need, what buttons need to be pushed. Is the mindset and the attitude where it needs to be at, and that's probably where I spend the most with those guys within a team, and that's every year. Every year you're going to face different adversities, and this year's adversity is finding a way to win these games that we're right there, and we kind of find a way not to win. In 3 of the games instead of finding a way to win. I mean, you go change 3 plays, we might be 7-0. Now we'd have different adversities we'd be dealing with right now. But it'd be a very, very different season. And you're talking about 3 out of however many, over 1,000 plays that we've played so far this year. So when you look at it, it's finding a way within us. That's where a lot of the frustration comes with the inconsistency of that. And I don't want to make sure that I'm making too light of it right there, but it is the margin for error. We talk about it is always between winning and losing. When you play in the Southeastern Conference, the margin for error is extremely small. And we've been on the wrong side of that margin multiple times this year. And how do we go about fixing that and staying motivated to switch it and get on the right side of that margin this week?
No, that was good. I like that.
All that. And I didn't want to extend this too far.
Thank you. That's what I like to hear.
Special request here.
Okay.
Talking about the atmosphere leading up to the game, the Friday night baseball game, the Hall of Fame, all that stuff.
Yeah, I know there's a lot going on. Let me see. I got my list of events right here, right? You got the Hall of Fame going on with Kiwan and Seatric Faison getting put into the Hall of Fame. There's a Friday night baseball game going on. SEC Nation will be there at the game. Pre-game, obviously, encouraging everybody to try to get in there early so that you don't have the lines. I know with ticketing and all the different restrictions, I know the Florida fans have started to figure out how the Swamp works, and I'm sure the Georgia fans have figured out how their stadium works. But now we're at an independent stadium, so it'll be a little bit different that way to give yourselves time to get in. So, but obviously, all of those great things going around, and it's a fun weekend, and obviously one of the great games in all of college football.
And Cassidy's last Zoom.
Yeah, good luck, Cassidy. I heard you're going to be really cold.
I have no idea how to deal with the snow, so it'll be a whole new world.
You see that they'll put that little thing in your car. They use what is this brush with this little plastic thing in my car? It's for scraping ice and then sweeping off the snow. So
maybe I'll just hire somebody.
You've probably never seen one of those before.
I've never seen snow for longer than a 2-hour period.
Damn, what the fuck?
It's gonna be a whole new world.
Damn.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, good to see everybody. Have a great week.
Well, Dan Mullen didn't piss me off too much, y'all. Not this time. Mr. Little Jones, he's not getting better. Freshman, so put him around 4-3. Yeah, I mean, upcoming game against Georgia, y'all. Y'all know how this shit gonna go. Excuse me, y'all. Upcoming game against Georgia, y'all, bro. Hey, man, fire Todd Grantham. If they're getting ran the fuck over, because Georgia has watched that LSU game and seen that scheme, and they're going to do the same thing to us. You get out of that damn 4-2-5 when they start pulling the guards, put some linebackers in, and do better play calls. Let AR start majority of the game, most of the game, all of the game. So, that's all I got to say, bro. Hopefully Dan Mullen don't fold us, man. It would like to get the W, but, I mean, it is what it is. Season is what it is, y'all, so it's whatever, bro. Hopefully beat them, no big rival game, though. So, Florida football, Dan Mullen press conference, and I'm going to catch you guys next time, dog. Yeah! Fascists!